Africa 2.0 is one of the most highly anticipated maps in all of the Hunter Call of the Wild's history. We've needed an Africa upgrade for quite literally years, and we're still yet to get one. But what if your version of the Africa update, the new Africa map, or Africa 2.0 as many people say, isn't as reasonable as you think? Or what if it's not even possible at all? That is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Some of this actually has to do with GTA 6, so sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee, and today, we're going to be diving into the world of Africa 2.0 and why it will never happen. As always, my name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Gaming, and without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So many people, when they think of Africa 2.0, they immediately think of things like rhinos and elephants and giraffes and hyenas and zebras. Those things would be very, very cool, but those things also aren't very realistic. And we're going to talk about why here in just a second. When I think of Africa 2.0, I think of things like hyenas, saltwater crocodiles, and just a general remodel to the entire map, as this map has some really funky graphical issues. Sometimes you can just see right through the map out into the blank abyss. See, like right there, that little crack? That's just out into the blank abyss. And there's a lot of those, they're everywhere. And you'll notice some of the new maps, or pretty much all of the newer maps, don't have these issues. That would be because Africa is only the third map they ever gave us here in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Actually, no, it's the second. Medved was the first. So this map is outdated. Just in general, most of the animal models here look like they were made of clay, as for a lot of the animal models in earlier maps here in the game. And in general, right off the bat, I'm just going to say this, I think a remodel, maybe with a couple new species to the current Africa, is A, a lot more realistic than a whole new Africa map, and B, more possible. And you're probably wondering, why would elephants and zebras and rhinos, giraffes and stuff like that not be possible here in the Hunter Call of the Wild? In addition to those species would probably attract millions of players, especially if they did it all on a brand new map. Well, there's one problem right now, something that doesn't even cross these people's minds. Mind you, right now, the highest class in the game, the biggest the animals can possibly get, is class 9. In order to add those species to the game, we would need a new animal class, as they're bigger than any other species in the game as of currently. Elephants and whatnot, they're unrealistically big. The first problem that we have is animal classes. We would need to add class 10 species, and yeah, that doesn't seem like too difficult of a thing to do, but then they would have to change the way that all the guns work. And then there's an even bigger problem, which we're going to talk about here in just a second, that's pretty much holding us back from this entire thing, and pretty much makes it so that way there will never be an Africa 2.0. At least, not anytime soon. I also want to consider the fact that the engine that this game runs on, the Avalanche engine, I'm not sure exactly which version of it, but it's 8 years old. I really don't think the engine could handle massive species like that. It wouldn't feel right, because all of the species in Call of the Wild, they have a general model to them. Yes, there's very obvious differences, and not one species looks similar to another, unless they're subspecies or something, like the Desert Bighorn Rams and the Rocky Mountain Bighorn Rams. But I really don't think, and I was talking to my buddy Mac about this, actually he's the one that brought this on to me, I don't think the engine would be able to handle massive animals like that. It would lead to a lot of crashing, and ballistics with the bullets would be really weird, and I just think it's unrealistic in general without an entire game rework, and without an update to the engine itself. So the next biggest problem that we have with Africa 2.0 and those species, and basically the biggest problem holding us back from it all, is trophy lodges. This just blows right by some people, it doesn't even cross their mind. If they were to add rhinos, elephants, giraffes, and whatnot, yeah, it would be very cool, but where are we going to put them? Because as of currently, none of those species would fit on a singular plaque in any of the trophy lodges, including the big ones on the ground. Rhinos wouldn't fit there, giraffes wouldn't fit there, elephants sure as heck wouldn't fit there. There is just a lot holding us back with the trophy lodges, so you're probably wondering, Squid, what if they just added a new trophy lodge? And that's a very good possibility, but that would kind of give away the fact that they might be doing another Africa map with those specific species on it. So if they were to do that, they would give us a new Africa map, or maybe a rework to the current Africa map with new species in a new trophy lodge, which is something we've needed desperately for years at this point. The trophy lodges that we have just aren't big enough, they're not customizable enough, there's not enough plaques, there's so many issues with them. We just need a whole trophy lodge rework, and the recent changes they made to the way the system works with like trophy organization and whatnot, and they changed the way that a couple plaques look, but they didn't change anything that they do with another DLC. That's just not gonna cut it. A DLC for a DLC is already not okay in my opinion, and you know, I really wish they would have done more with that update. I really wish they would have changed more with the trophy lodges, because the trophy lodges are a beautiful thing. That's literally what everyone works for in this game, is to put trophies in their lodge. And it's very important that we have new and updated ones, otherwise it gets repetitive. And we haven't had a new trophy lodge in, well, since that Leighton Lakes one, with a couple new plaques that we're forced to put certain species on. Which is cool for the beginner players, but the players who've been playing this game for 8 years, we need something new. Let me know if you agree down below in the comments. Now, what I'm not saying is that Africa 2.0 will never happen, period, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen anytime soon. Although, it is a very good possibility, and, well, some of this actually has to do with GTA 6, and we're gonna talk about that here in just a second. So, absolutely smoked that mythical line there. Africa is an absolutely massive continent. We have one map. Africa's probably big enough for, I don't know, 4+ maps at least, all with different species. There's so many little different birds and rabbits and ground species and stuff that nobody really even knows exists. I'm passing high school with a D, so yeah, I definitely don't know what they are, but I'll tell you what, I know dang well you can put zebras on here, probably like relatively similar to Gemsbach, like class 6 or something. Or maybe just one step higher, class 7. That wouldn't be that difficult of a thing. And it's a lot more realistic than trying to add a rhino or something. 46.61 there, absolutely beautiful. Double lung with a 375, and in case you guys can't tell, yep, I'm still battling this cough. You could also add saltwater crocodiles and species that live around the Nile River kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things that you could add to a Africa map, but it really wouldn't make any sense to me because, again, I think it would be more realistic to just remodel this map and backfill some species to it, and maybe add a new species or two. I think that's probably what they would do, but then again, we have the GTA 6 situation. Now, let's talk about this. How does GTA 6 play into Africa 2.0? What is Squid on about, guys? Grand Theft Auto 6 is the biggest piece of entertainment, I'm pretty sure, of all time. Gaming entertainment, at least, of all time. They're spending the most money on it, it's the most anticipated, it's gonna break the internet, hands down. And when GTA 6 releases, games, pretty much all games, including Call of the Wild, I wouldn't say are gonna die, but it's gonna come pretty close to it for quite some time. But Call of the Wild, I think, isn't that dumb. EW's not that dumb. They got a plan up their sleeve for when GTA 6 is about to release, and what I think that is an Africa 2.0 map with a great one on the map. Because right now, the reason we don't have a great one on Africa 2.0, or excuse me, on the current Africa map, is because of the fact that, well, most of the species here are only on one map. And when they add a Great One species, it needs to be on several maps, otherwise they don't do it. That's why Great One lions are unrealistic. Lions are only on one map. So, when GTA 6 releases, and they really might have been holding back Africa 2.0 for this long for two reasons, frankly. One, just to build more hype for it, and two, because of GTA 6. For all we know, they could have an Africa 2.0 map made right now, working, and they're just waiting for GTA 6 to come out so they can dump it a couple weeks later. I can tell you what, when GTA 6 releases, I'm not even going to buy the game, judging by things I've heard about it and their new development team. I'm just not a fan of their, current GTA Online missions and whatnot. It's not the same that it used to be. It's not the same Grand Theft Auto I played when I was like 7 years old or younger. I mean, I have the game on PS3 if that says anything. And, Call of the Wild is my game now. Hunting Simulation is my game now, as I'm a huge IRL hunter. So if that were to happen, I think that could be one of the best things they could possibly do. And I think that is smart. I think that is very, very smart. They need to do something when GTA 6 releases, and why not just release the most anticipated map of all time? I think that'd keep quite a bit of people playing, and maybe even attract some new players when they get bored of the GTA 6. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be a very, very smart choice on EW's end, and I really wouldn't be surprised. They could have, like I said, they could have rhinos and everything working behind the scenes right now, and they're just waiting, man. They're just waiting for GTA 6 to come out. Lastly on our list here today, my Frenjamins, is licensing and realism aspects. Call of the Wild has always been more of an arcadey hunter, while games like Way the Hunter kind of carry the simulation thing, and yeah, I personally believe Way the Hunter does a much better job with that particular aspect of hunting simulation, but you have to understand that 8 years ago when this game came out, when Call of the Wild came out, this was like the most realistic hunting game you could possibly buy. And it still is one of the most realistic hunting games, but I think it's the most fun. I think it's more of an arcadey hunter. Hence the reason why, you know, they're just now adding haggis and stuff. I think they're starting to realize that. But EW has always wanted this to be kind of a simulator, and they've always kind of leaned towards that. That's the reason why they only have 8 snow leopards on the entire map and 16 tigers on the entire map, because technically you can't just go out and slaughter tigers IRL. You definitely can't do that. And you know what else you can't do? Hunt giraffes, hunt elephants and whatnot without like extensive licenses, and probably they probably make you go through classes and every dang thing else. So that is another reason that Africa 2.0 will probably never happen, because it's just not realistic. It's not realistic to go out and hunt elephants and whatnot. Although it is, you know, I would say probably very, very fun, especially if we get like an elephant great one or something, man. Get trampled by elephants in Call of the Wild, that would be awesome. But, you know, it's just not very realistic. But then again, you gotta think about things like tigers were never a realistic thought. Now we got tigers in the game. Not in a very fast-paced or consistent way, but tigers are in the game. Snow leopards are in the game. Both endangered species, which I believe are both illegal to hunt IRL without licenses. So there could be an Africa 2.0 map with some story missions that might possibly lead into, you know, elephant hunting and whatnot. But again, after this entire video, I think my conclusion is this. Our best bet for a, quote, Africa 2.0 map or update would either be a rework to the current Africa map, which it needs desperately. Like I said, a lot of those graphical issues and whatnot, I bet I can find another. Yep, there's another crack right there. Took me, I don't know, probably 5 seconds. You can just see through the map out into the blank abyss. I think an update and a full rework to this map, a remodel to every single species on this map, maybe a couple backfills and some new species like zebras or hyenas would be very, very cool. Or option 2, I think that it would be a very good possibility for us to see a second Africa map just in a different location. Maybe more simulating the Nile River with saltwater crocodiles, and maybe a saltwater crocodile great one or something. That wouldn't be a bad idea, because then there's, you know, several maps you could do the grind on. And, I mean, the grind in Emerald Coast would be correct. But yeah, this whole video's point was to start conversation. Let me know down below what you guys would like to see. Let me know what you guys think about that whole GTA 6 idea. I never really thought about that until my buddy Mac brought it up to me. And holy crap, does it make so much sense. That could be why we've never seen Africa 2.0. And it makes so much sense, you know? Like, they need to battle GTA 6 just like any other game. And if they don't, then that would just be a stupid choice, because GTA 6 is going to take over the entire gaming industry, whether we like it or not. It's very unfortunate, I know. But I mean, people have been waiting for that game for what, 15 years now? No exaggeration? 13 years? I don't know. So yeah, it makes sense. They've been waiting for that game for quite literally just as long or longer than your boy has been alive. I'm 16 years old right now. It might have been longer than that. For some reason, I feel like maybe GTA 5 came out in 2013. I can't remember. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more kind of theory videos like this, definitely let me know down below in the comments section. As a 16-year-old content creator, my goal by the end of 2026 is 50,000 subscribers. If you guys want to help us out in reaching that goal, definitely hit that like button and subscribe, as it does get the video pushed to more people just like yourself, and it's very, very much appreciated, my Frenjamins. So without further ado, guys, as always, my name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Gaming, and we'll catch you guys in the next banger. Peace out, my gamers.